inshallah. When you go to the Quran, you mustn't go as a schoolboy. Allah didn't send down this Quran to be studied by schoolboys. He sent down this Quran for a people who think, لِقَوْمِ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. And He just taught a methodology for study of the Quran. So you don't take any one verse of the Quran in isolation and come to a conclusion pursuing to knowledge. No. You have to go to the totality of the book, get all the data on that subject. And since the Quran is non-contradictory, it does not contradict itself. Nothing in the Quran contradicts anything else in the Quran. So you have to bring all the data in the Quran together, integrated as a harmonious whole. And for that you need more than the rational faculty. You need more than the rational faculty. You need to see with not only these eyes, but you also need to see with the internal eye. And the internal eye would not see without nur. Yes, you have your PhD, I know that. But I'm saying to you, the internal eye would not see without nur. And nur is not sold in the supermarket. Allah bestows nur to whomsoever He wishes. يَهْدِ اللَّهُ لِنُورِهِ مَنْ يَشَاءُ. And when Allah gives you nur, then وَعَلَّمْنَاهُ مِنْ لَدُنَّا عِلْمًا. Then knowledge will come from above. Knowledge will be internally received in addition to externally acquired. And when these two oceans of knowledge are integrated harmoniously, where would you be? You'll be at Majma'ul Bahrain, mashallah. And there at Majma'ul Bahrain, you will find the most learned of all men. Not the one with the PhD. And when you have that proper methodology, and you've understood the subject from the Quran, then you go to the Hadith. When a Hadith, despite the fact it has been graded to be Sahih, when a Hadith is in harmony with the Quran, you can close your eyes, accept it, and expand your database. What do you do when your Hadith is in conflict with the Quran? That our Prophet, Allah's blessings be upon him, married a child. What do you do when a Hadith is in conflict? Manifest, plain, clear conflict with the Quran. Answer, you put it away. And when a Hadith is neither in harmony nor in conflict, like most of the Hadiths on which the Shia have built their faith, what do? Yes, you accept it. But you do not use a Hadith which is neither in harmony nor in conflict to divide the Ummah. You don't divide yourself from your brothers over these Hadiths. And so when we go to the Quran to study Gog and Magog, and I have a book outside on the subject, I need to bring out another edition. Because when I wrote the first edition, I did not know the distinction between the Soviet Union and Russia. And I made a mistake. In the second edition, I corrected the mistake. But since the knowledge has expanded, so I need to write a third edition of that book. When we go to the Quran to study the subject of Gog and Magog, we find only two references in the Quran. Only two. Only two. So it should not be difficult. The first reference, of course, is in Surah Al-Kahf. And the second, where? Al-Anbiya, mashallah. Jabir flew all the way from Bangkok to be here tonight. And the second is in Surah Al-Anbiya. The second one says, بَعْدَ أَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ وَحَرَامٌ عَلَى قَرْيَةٍ أَهْلَكْنَاهَا. Allah speaks of a town which He destroyed. And having destroyed the town, He expelled the people of the town and then placed a ban on them, أَنَّهُمْ لَا يَرْجِعُونَ, that they can never return to reclaim this town as their own. You can come back as tourists, okay, but you cannot return to reclaim this town as your own. Hatta, until when? إِذَا فُتِحَتْ إِذَا فُتِحَتْ يَأْجُوجُ وَمَأْجُوجُ, until Gog and Magog are released. He didn't say sent. He didn't say ba'atha. He said futihat. Until Gog and Magog are released. وَهُمْ مِنْ كُلِّ حَدَبٍ يَنْسِلُونَ, and they spread out all over the world. Only then would these people be brought back to this town to reclaim it as their own. So which town is it? 20 years ago I wrote Jerusalem in the Quran. 20 years ago I argued the case that the town is Jerusalem. Yes, the book has been read by large numbers of people all over the world. It has been translated to so many languages, but the scholars of Islam have ignored me and ignored my book. So today I say, it's time for me to move on. Let me leave them. I can, if I want, take some time to provide for you how I came to the conclusion that the town is Jerusalem. But I think you already recognize that it is Jerusalem. And that when the Jews are brought back to Jerusalem, 2,000 years after they had been expelled, and after living in exile for 2,000 years, when the Jews are brought back to Jerusalem, the Quran must explain that. Because Allah says He sent the Quran to explain all things. So we have an explanation. They don't, but we do. That this is Gog and Magog bringing them back to the Holy Land. Who brought the Jews back to the Holy Land to reclaim it as their own? Understand? Who is it? Modern Western civilization. And so Gog and Magog are located within modern Western civilization. Have I identified the two? No, I've not done that. I've not said that modern Western civilization is Gog and Magog. Did I say that? No. I said Gog and Magog are located within modern Western civilization. But mine has remained a solitary voice for 20 years now. No one else has come forward. No scholar of Islam has come forward in 20 years to say, yes, Imran is right. So now let's go to